Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. My name is Evil Dragon XXL. Welcome to ILR1. It's being streamed today by yours truly. I'm not alone in the commentary box today because I've got a very special guest returning to my company for the first time in a long time. It is the wonderful Jess Game. Hello there.
Hello, Evil. How are you doing? I'm doing great. It's a lovely sunny day in Silverstone right now. It is one of the first races on the F1 Formula 1 Championship back in 1950. So it's been in the calendar pretty much since day dawn, really. So this should be a very good race as it's pretty much the home Grand Prix for most of these drivers.
Indeed, it most certainly is. British Grand Prix first hosted an event in 1948 in a much more reversed layout than it currently is, driving around the actual inside of the airfield instead of the perimeter which we currently see now. The circuit's undergone a variety of changes over the last 70 years. Most importantly, coming in the 1990 season when the famous Maggotts and Beckett's complex was added, and in 2010 when the loop section was added as well. This circuit, prestigious of course for Grand Prix winners such as Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso as well, done really well in the past, so the likes of Vettel and a few other famous drivers as well. Schumacher famously drove around this circuit in the pit lane to win the 1998 Grand Prix in torrential conditions. I don't think we're going to be seeing anyone driving the pit lane today, do you think, to win the race, Jess?
Well, it is a bit risky, to be honest. You never know. We may see some damage in the first lap, like we've seen in a few things already this week. With the free tyres on offer today, we're probably most likely going to see the soft and medium tyres being used for the drivers today, but we may see the blue hards if they have a almighty shunt and an old god moment, as Evil Dragon likes to call it usually, and it looks like it's going to be a one-stop for pretty much all the drivers.
Indeed, one stop, most likely soft to presumably medium tyres, but we'll find out what they could do. I doubt anyone will go on those blue-walled horrible things called the super mega hards, or DEP as I like to call them, because they're as cold as ice and they're all willing to sacrifice. As Cliffy is currently in the pit lane. Who else has set lap times coming through the middle sector? Got Lambo, you got Foxy on lap, we've got Blizzard. Now he is currently right up the top of the championship right now, so let's see what he can do. The Mercedes driver into club, into the Vale, through he comes, nice and smooth. This would be up to P1, is a 125.6, puts him over 4 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. Stonking lap from the Mercedes, and that's really truly shows just the pace this man's got right now.
Yes, he's pretty much unstoppable, isn't he, Evil? He's basically won pretty much most of the races this season. The only race he hasn't won was in, I believe it was in China. Every other race that he has taken part in this season, he has won. He's pretty much unstoppable. He's got a 54-point gap in the championship between his nearest rival. It's means he won in dominant fashion in Austria. Who can challenge him, really? We'll just have to find out, really. He's on course to taking his second ILR1 championship in a row, which will be an amazing feat considering he was only in ILR1, I think, last season, so looking forward to it.
Incredible potential back-to-back world champion. But it's me, let's see what he can do. Yellow flags flying, source backs off, presumably in the last sector, and it goes green. Again, it's me coming through the middle sector right now as a few drivers warming themselves up for their lap. Let's go on board with It's Me when he begins his lap right now around this famous British Grand Prix, the famous Silverstone circuit, like I mentioned. One of, if not the oldest Grand Prix circuit on the calendar. The only others that overdate it, of course, Monaco, Spa, famously as well, a Monza. So let's see then, what can It's Me do? He's coming down into the pit lane, so never mind, I thought he was going to go for a lap. Well, that's ruined that one. Let's see who's currently coming down towards the last corner then to begin a lap. Leon, no, he's coming to the pit lane, so they've all decided to come into the pit lane just when I was about to do an onboard of everyone. Well, let's go on board with Alfie then. He's coming down to the start line, down towards the first corner. Abby, a quick right hander, used to go left back in the old days, now coming down to the loop section. chuck it down into third gear, then now into the right, into the left, then down towards Aintree Corner. Then, of course, after the other famous British track, Aintree, of course, a little bit further away from Silverstone, now down the Wellington Straight, and you want to watch out for the overtakes here. Down towards Brooklands and Luffield. We've seen plenty of overtakes around this area of the circuit, and there you can see the old circuit used to rejoin that. And of course, back there as well, when the old circuit used to be on the outskirts of the hang-up. Through Luffield, a bit sideways down there, into Woodcote Corner now. A very quick, easy to make a mistake corner in some occasions, especially in the rain. Into Cobbs Corner, and you always love listening to cars fly through here. Completely flat sideways through the exit line, but keeps the car kind of in a straight line, which is the important bit. Down into Maggots, down into Beckett's now, and then you'll chuck it down into fifth gear, potentially fourth if you need it. Build the speed up now down the Hanger Straight, and we've seen overtakes here before. Circa Nigel Mansell on Nelson Piquet, I think it was, in the 80s. And chuck it in here then, nice and smooth, down into Stoke, and then down into Club Corner then. Of course, the Club Circuit lies just a little bit around this area as well, then into the Vale. A very little tricky little right hand over the last corner now on this circuit. Crosses the line, goes P6.
Alfie, 6-10 separated between him and Blizzard top 12, separated by 9-10 per second. So already a close qualifying. We've got roughly about 5 or 6 drivers not set a lap time yet, but it is still early days. They still got to get used to track and everything to make sure they get the best possible lap time. Looking at what they set their best lap time, a lot of people set their best qualifying lap time on the soft and in the top 10, and a few on the medium. So yes, softs definitely have the most grip. They can last to around about, I think around about lap 9 and 10 before they can go off. So there's a lot of people are going on their hour laps again now to start their second stint. It should be interesting. Can anyone beat Blizzard's pole time? ILR1 Xbox earlier on in the week, the pole time there was a 1:25.2. So the challenge there is, can any one of these drivers today beat that?
Yeah. Well, let's find out, of course. Well, Sterling Rest currently down in 15th position there. But Blizzard currently on the pole position. He is just over 2 and a bit temps ahead of the Toro Rosso there of Xenic II. So that's going to be interesting there. Bit of interesting battle going on. That's Alfie and Jarno there going in each other's way. That Jarno just warming his tyres up to begin another lap. As Goman, he's just coming down into Cops Corner now. Wayne currently in 5th position. Now, I saw him the other day, and well, I had a bit of fun with that one. Abidun coming down into the pit lane right now, bailing out his lap. Paris in the other Ferrari coming in the pit now, so everyone now backing off of their lap then. So they'll go for their next run, and that's where he's starting to see just who is going to get his ultimate pole position, because it's the final lap in qualifying that counts, because the circuit will be at its most grippiest.
Yes, the track does start to evolve pretty much at the final stages, so pretty much people are waiting just to find the right time, really, to be honest. And you know, it's just getting also about the traffic as well. If you have clean air as well in front of you going onto the circuit, this will give you more of an advantage. But maybe also your teammate could help you out as well, so maybe they could give you a little bit of a tow or anything like that. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm seeing if anyone else is on a lap at the moment. There's quite a few people on their out laps, I think. I'm just going to see. I think Zenki is going into the pits right now, or going out of the pits to start his flyer. I think Liam is on in lap, so he's going into the pits. A lot of people running out. A few. I'm just seeing who else. Blizzard's teammate Francis is going through Stone now. 1:25.4 set by Blizzard. And with 7 minutes to go, he's already beaten his time already, as Francis is just going through Club Vale now, going into Club, going towards the final corner. Let's see what he can do to see if he can improve on his lap time. He goes P7 at the moment, still 4 tenths behind, so pretty close between these guys already, Evil.
Yep, I just saw Goman currently in P2 there, just 4 tenths off Blizzard, who just set an even quicker lap time. He set a 25.6, now it's a 25.4. Jarno then into P3 ahead of Zinky then in P4. It's me in P5, so the Toro Rosso's running together. Liam in the pit lane, and Francis, of course, set the lap time just a minute ago. He is ahead of Wayne, Abidom Leon, who's currently on board, he's just coming down into the first couple of corners then to begin his next lap. So all the drivers currently, this is a tricky situation, they're all going to start tripping over each other in this middle sector. Quite a lot of them. This circuit, Jess, it's quite thin to be honest, isn't it, compared to the likes of these Telcodromes. It's an original circuit, of course. Yes, it's been updated in 2010, but the core element of it's been the same since the 1990s.
Yeah, it's pretty much had different layouts at the time, but it's pretty much kept the same for most of the years. There was a few times where Cops Corner was turn 1. We've seen that in iRacing as well, in most of the early layouts as well. It took a while for people to get used to the fact that Cops was in the first corner, and it turned out to be Abbey instead. And it's just pretty iconic, really, to be honest. That's why people enjoy racing in. If people get a home win today, it's going to really set them in the books as well, and it'll mean so much for the guys at the top as well, in particular ones that are trying to knock Blizzard off their perch as well. With 5 minutes left to go, and Blizzard is still on top with Gonan, who has just gone up into P2.
Indeed, Yano P3, Goman still P2 right now, but the gap about 4/10 of the second, so it really truly shows Blizzard's pace right now. We've got the likes of Lambo down the back as well, so they want to be getting a move on. A few of them on the medium tyres though. I'm looking at Lewis right down the back. We're looking at Sterling Rest coming through the last corner, shaking the rear end of that Williams. Doesn't look very comfortable there, so the Williams, just like real life, seems to be having a little bit of a balance issue right now, but hopefully they can catch that one there. Poe getting a little bit of trouble. That might be presumably Leon, who is kind of just coming into that pit lane. Yes, it is. So the two Renaults rather holding each other up a little bit there. And that's not what they want to do with 4 minutes to go, does it?
No, and if they held each other up, it's definitely going to cost them in terms of track position as well. And they may, if they're in the top 10 as well, their softs may start to die out quite early on than the other runners, really.
Indeed. Well, let's find out, of course. Francis currently on the circuit, as well as Lickle as well. He's currently building up to his next run in the Haas then. So let's see what he can do. His fellow teammate Lambo down in P17, still in the pit lane. Two people have yet to set lap times. That is Seabrain and Cliffy, as actually Lickle comes in at the pit lane. So let's see, actually. Seabrain on the circuit. Now, he is in P19, so Lambo is not in a Haas. He's in the Force India then, but here we go, 13 seconds up on his lap time, which is set, so that means he's going quicker. It doesn't look too good of a lap load, so I might come in the pit then. Runs wide there. I expect he'll come in the pits. Yes, he does. He bails out of that one. No lap time yet. Got Wayne on the circuit right now in the Ferrari, so let's see what he can do. He's just coming down towards the Stowe corner at 105, so looks like a little bit of an improvement lap right now. He's building up the ERS deployment now as he just comes through the middle sector. And let's see if he finishes a lap off then. So he will do. This should possibly put him a little bit higher up then, possibly around about the 7th or 8th position if he hooks the last couple of corners up. Through he comes, across the line, and goes to P2 then. So stonking that from the Ferrari driver then.
Yes, he's in a very good position. He definitely did show what he could do in China as well, of course, with Blizzard not being able to score, so, and lots of other races as well. So he is true potential, to be honest, and he can score higher up the grid, to be honest, if any of the other guys don't score high enough. So we just have to find out. 2 minutes left to go of qualifying. Everyone is pretty much going on their final stints, and everybody is on the soft tyres. There's only one person that's got fitted the medium tyres, and that is Cliffy at the back, so I'm guessing he is opting for an alternate strategy, which could work, could not work. We'll have to find out. Maybe the mediums could come into their own when the soft run is about to die out as well. So I think people are just waiting. I'm just seeing who might be the last person to cross the line, but it is anyone's game, to be honest. If you're the last cross the line, you're most likely going to get pole. That isn't usually the case sometimes. We just have to find out. Blizzard is closing up to get to the 125.2s, but he needs to find 2/10 for that. But Wayne is also closing up to Blizzard's time, so anything can happen here.
Yeah, of course. Wayne, I presume he's saving his ERS deployment now, so he's going to go for 2 quick flying laps, I believe. Oh no, he's coming in the pits then, so But Wayne has decided to bail out then, so he won't get another lap in. So that means Blizzard is a little more comfortable now, unless Goman who can improve. He's just started another lap, did improve that to a 1:25.7. Yanu in P4 ahead of Zenki in P5. So let's see what they all can do. They're all beginning that outlap. They want to be careful they don't go too slowly right now, because they've only got 1 minute to go. Liam through the last corner to begin his lap right now. He does improve a little bit, currently in P8. He's ahead of Francis, who's coming through Stowe. Alright, now towards the last section, runs a little bit wide, and I think he's going to bail off of that one. He's on an outlap actually left, so that's good for him. Abby Doom's backed off his lap. He's in the pit lane as well as Foxy Dude. So, 2 people in as Abby Doom retires in the pit lane, and then Foxy Dude in. Let's see what Leon's doing. Who will be the next guy to cross the line? Well, let's see. We've got Alfie passing one of the McLarens there down towards the loop section. That might be Lewis. Yes, it is. Running a little slow out of the way, getting out with absolutely everyone. So he's pretty much out of the section then. Cliffy, he's beginning his last lap. So he's going to be the last person to cross the line, I think, then.
Yep, he is, because the people likes of Blizzard are just on sector 2, so Blizzard won't be the last person to cross the line, which will probably be a relief for someone. I've just seen a Tor also going a bit wide in sector 3 on the start-finish straight, and that is It's Me, so that his qualifying lap done, so he won't be taking further part of qualifying. Colin goes up to P2, 49 thousandths of a second. Blizzard really can back out, but he's still got Zenki and Janel on the lap. Right now, I'm just trying to see who could be. I think someone's on sector 3. Leon is going towards just past club now. What can he do? Can he climb up? No, he stays 13th for now. What about the other guys? I'm just trying to see. Zenki just going through cops. Blizzard's coming across the line. Can he improve?
Nope.
Nope, he does not improve. He stays pole though, so still the pole time of 1:25.4. We've got Janel going past the hang straight and going through to Stowe to see if he can improve. He hasn't got pole in a while, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. They're always gone a little bit wide there as he goes through club. He's going to get a little bit of slipstream, not quite from the car in front. I don't think it's going to be enough evil as he comes across the line. What lap time is he going to set? He does improve though by 15,000 of a second. Zenki's going across the line now. Let's see what he could do in the Toro Rosso. P5, so nobody was able to beat the pole time of 1:25.4. So once again, Blizzard is your pole man for the British Grand Prix.
Cliffy didn't set a lap time in the end there, so decided either to bail out, had it off somewhere which we didn't see. So disappointment for him, down of qualifying, that didn't set a lap at all. So that is going to be the big question. Who is going to turn one? Blizzard versus Goman, by the way. Only 50 thousandths in the end separated the Mercedes and the Red Bull there, so very close. Wayne, a further 2 tenths off the pace ahead of Yanu then in the Force India. The other Red Bull Toro Rosso, say Zenki there in P5 ahead of Francis. It's Me ahead of Linky. Liam in P9 ahead of Sterling West, who's doing a sterling job there in P10. Seabrain in P11 ahead of Paris. ILRT Abidum there in P13. Foxy Dude at P14. Leon is in P15 right now then.
Yeah, so pretty much the top 17 almost separated by a second. So these ILR1 drivers are very close around this circuit. Obviously, it's a circuit that they have grown to on New Games and Evil. There's no rain to be seen, really. It reminds me of the 2018 Silverstone British Grand Prix, where it was sun, and more sun, and very, very hot, which means the tyres are going to get really hot very quickly. So what is the bottom half of the grid going to start their race on? Because obviously the top 10, they have to start on the tyres that they've set their fastest lap on, which I think will be the soft tyres for the majority of them. Who is going to go on to the mediums? I won't be surprised if Cliffy will go for the alternate strategy. He did do it in qualifying.
Well, let's see what they can do. I expect most people will be starting on those soft compounds. It'll be very audacious on the mediums. You expect to see possibly the last 2 or 3 cars on the grid to set them on the mediums. I highly don't expect anyone on those medium, well, those very hard compound tyres, because that will just be absolute death as they will begin their formation lap there. So let's have a check then, if we can, what all of the drivers are on, and see what tyres are on, yeah, all mostly softs. Seabrain and Paris on the mediums. Like I said, yeah, back row, Cliffy on the mediums. So most of the drivers on those soft tyres. So expect them just presumably around about lap 9 to probably about lap 13 on the mediums to the end. For the medium tyres, probably around about lap 16 if they can stretch it. Hopefully we don't see any disqualifications this time though, because you've seen that a few times in the past. So let's hope for the best.
Yep, so Blizzard is going to start the race in pole position. It's very important that he gets a very good start. Usually when he starts on pole, he really gets a dream start anyway. Gonanen did start on pole position last week for the Austrian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he did not take the win, of course. Blizzard ended up taking a win in Austria. So I wonder in the British Grand Prix, will we see the pole sitter take the win? We haven't seen that many in many races in ILR this season, so we might break tradition tonight. We'll have to wait and see. And there's not really much difference between the soft and the mediums. The softs, more grip, more track position, and most crucially, more overtakes. So that's going to be good for the top 10, whereas CC Brain and Paris, they may help their teammates a little bit more and try to stretch out the gap so they can hold it up. In particular, Paris in a Ferrari can help Wayne out a little bit as well. So with 20 drivers on the grid, expect to see a lot of action. Hopefully we won't see any carnage into turn 1.
Oh, well, it's already happened. Yeah, it happens immediately as there goes Goman and Wayne, who has rather ran into each other there. So that's not really what they wanted to do there. A few people really out of position actually. Zenki in P5 is currently right up there on the P2 spot right now. So a few of the drivers out of position. Now, of course, unlike real life, you can overtake on the formation lap. Not advised though, because well, people get disqualified like that. And luckily on this game, the tyre temperatures, they do not matter if you've been stuck on the formation lap longer than others. And like games like Project Cars, for example, where the tyre temperatures all matter. So Blizzard will lead Goman and Wayne then in P3. The session getting ready to go then. So we have 26 laps ahead of the drivers. One of the Red Bull down the back. That's Cliffy out of sync then. We're getting ready to go then with the 1 light, the 2 light, the 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. And when they go off, we will begin. So it's a good start immediately from Blizzard then, who launches off the grid. Good start there from one of the Force Indians as well, down the inside, and Wayne up to P2. One car running a bit wide in the background, but brilliant start from Wayne there in the Ferrari. Good start for him, and as well Yanu in the Force India. A few cars run wide in the background. One of the Williams off the road. Another Williams going sideways, but crucially Blizzard leads in the beginning of this race from Wayne, Yanu, and then Goma down into P4 ahead of the Toro Rossos here. They battle down towards. Few cars going wide there. The Toro Rosso slithering around the outside there, as one of the Mercedes goes around the outside of 1, around the outside of 2 potentially. That's Francis getting involved here. So they're all kicking off at the beginning of this race, but no contact and no cars off crucially.
That is kind of like a miracle, because we've seen in most tiers this week, we've seen a lot of carnage into turn 1 in this race. So luckily these drivers are keeping it clean. As always, very, very tight exit from, I think Gonanen is going to, is right behind Zenki now. We also got Wayne and Jano as well. Trying to find, you can already see Blizzard already having some sterling pace already. He's flying, he's already 1.6 seconds behind at P2. It just shows how good he is on this game already, and Zenki is going to see if he can try and fend off Francis. And it's a great move from Gonanen, as Gonanen has fought back the position up into P4. Francis going through Club, Vale, and does he make the move stick? Yes, he does.
Awfully got too close together. The Toro Rossos, I think they may have barred tyres there a little bit. So, very close stop between those two. I was looking whilst we were talking, by the way, Janu got past Wayne around the outside of Cops, by the way, on the first lap. So, beautiful overtake from the Force India, I must say that. In the background, look at this. They're all still going at it. And the McLaren there into P7 there. So, where's he come from? It's me dropping down. And Zenki as well. So, the Toro Rossos, have they got an issue all of a sudden? Because they're dropping down like lead paint in water. They're going backwards very suddenly here. Up the inside, I think, goes the Force India then. As look, There goes It's Me. I think he's got damage. Yes, he has. It's Me's lost off his front wing. I think have the Toro Rossos crashed together there. Now that there is going to be very interesting stuff there as they get very close there. Hand goes up there as Zenki getting in the slipstream of It's Me. It's Me's going to have to let him through because this is going to be a very dangerous situation. The two teammates into Cop's corner. Off goes It's Me off the road completely there as they all get bunched up down into Maggots and Beckers then for the second lap. And this Jess is getting a little bit close for comfort. One car going off the road as well. So a little bit carnetic at the beginning of this race.
I probably jinxed it. I think probably lap 2 is turning into lap 1. It looks like Zenki's going to lose another position from the Williams of Sterling West as well. So probably Zenki's going to dive it into the pits, and that's not going to help his race at all. And he's probably going to go his tyres. And we have a yellow flag. Which Leon has dropped quite a lot. The biggest gainers so far has got to be Lambo and Cliffy. Lambo and Cliffy both gained 5 positions, but Paris is all the way from P12 is now in 8th at the moment, so good start for him, but there's a few big losers as well. Zenki.
Yep, see Brian having the battle here with the Haas driver, so soft versus medium tyres then, so let's see if the Alfa Romeo can power past that Haas then. DRS activated on this lap, so we'll have it. Sebring will have to cover the inside line, but look at the overspeed that the Alpha has got really on the Haas there. No effort whatsoever then. Clean around the outside. Behind him there, Sterling West and Lambo battling around that Toro Rosso versus... that's Zenki and Poe battling together, actually. So Zenki dropping backwards and backwards then. Hard tyres there for It's Me. Now here comes the Red Bull around the outside of Zenki. The Toro Rossos are going backwards like absolute... massively wrong there. So what has gone wrong between the strategy of Zenki's got damage we don't know, as there's Sebring off the road, and that's down into Cop's corner. He spotted it on the inside curb then, I think. We just caught it there. That's into the wall. Luckily no damage really done. I think the front end plate, yes, front end plate's gone there, so he'll have to come in the pit lane as Alfie and Lewis battling away there. As up the inside there goes Alfie on Zenki. So Zenki's lost a completely amount of pace there. Has he got damage on that front wing? We can't see. I think so. He's coming in the pit lane nonetheless.
Yes, he's probably going to go onto a set of hard tyres, just like his teammate It's Me. And whilst all that action was going on as well, Rain was always trying to look around the inside of Janel through Stowe, but couldn't quite do it on this occasion. But Janel has gained quite a lot of time to Blizzard. Blizzard was around about 1.52 seconds ahead of the other 2 cars in the top 3, but the other 2 must have gained a bit of pace, so that means they're chasing up for the lead at this race. So this can get really, really hot and tasty. It may not be too close for comfort for Blizzard at the moment.
Yeah, Blizzard, he's got a bit of a train behind him right now. He's got Janu, he's got Wayne, Goman and Franz all with him. Now Blizzard, of course, so it is technically a giant Mercedes Simons there. Seabrain, who's just retired from this race, but he is completely livid after that mistake. We don't know exactly what happened, but it looked like he got on the curb and spun to the inside of the circuit. Easy thing to do. I saw that in the Blancpain endurance race around here, the 6 hours of Silverstone earlier this week, I think last week actually, potentially. So a few drivers making mistakes. Janu though closing right up there on the Mercedes, down into Stowe. He's trying his best. We're on that 4 of 26. No need to make a rash, unnecessary move right in this early stage. Wayne and Goman, Francis, Paris, Bolloway and Lickle battling together, the Haas and the Ferrari there. And let's see who's got the position done. Cameras already doing us justice there. I think Lickle stays behind, so Paris now threw up the inside of Lickle then. So he drops back down another position then, and now he can go chase on to the back of Francis and these top 5 who are all together. And the crucial thing is, Jess, who's going to get the massive overrun? Because they're all going to get it. So really, Francis getting a mega run out of all of this.
Yes, he is the one that's going to benefit a lot out of everyone, really. As you can see from the interval times that you're about to see on your screen, 7/10 between him and Bolland right now. He's pretty much gaining on them as we speak right now. So some of these guys may be pushing on their tyres a little bit too much, so we'll just have to wait and see. They may have to pit a little bit earlier in the pit stops, and we're only seeing Zenki going into the pit again, I believe. So he must have caught in another trouble. So this race has gone from bad to worse already in this Grand Prix for Zenki. Not what he wanted for his home Grand Prix, unfortunately.
New front wing, so it's gone from bad to worse for him. Now let's have a look at Yarny. Let's see what he can do on the exit of Magnus Beck and Chap. A little bit too far back. All the cars kind of starting to spread out a little bit now, apart from Gianni, who's really trying to have a look. No, surely not on the inside into Stowe. Surely that won't work there, Sonny Jim. They'll barge you off the road. He'll piss you wide. He's entitled to do so, so he'll just squeeze him wide, then run deep into the corner. Blizzard there perfects that one there, so will not allow you through. Give him a bit of space on the exit to try and come around the outside into Vettel, but no way, Jose, you're going to come through around that corner there. So Blizzard retains the lead from Johnny when Wayne in P3 right now, but still, the Force India there, or the Racing Point, whatever you want to call it, trying to pull on the press ahead. The Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes behind, all just sitting there waiting, tasting blood ahead of each other as Blizzard tries to hold off this storm right now, and the storm is very much getting a bit frosty.
Yes, Blizzard managed to defend that quite nicely from the cars in front. It's getting very, very tasty for Blizzard, to be honest, and he is one of the top drivers, and if any of these guys get ahead of him, it may be a miracle. We'll just have to find out, but Giano is looking like the favourite to possibly get ahead of Blizzard pretty soon, as well as we've got on lap 6 of 26. The soft runners will start to come in about a few laps time, as someone has gone into the wall. Now
Go, man.
In the Red Bull, so his race is pretty much over, which was a bit of a shame. Now nasty shunt, I think that it was caused by his own doing, so it's now turning into a four-way
battle. Look at Yano, here comes Janu, Jess, sorry to interrupt you there, he's going to try around the outside into Stowe corner. That'll be brave stuff either way around the outside again though. Blizzard, he's not using ERS mind though, so he is definitely trolling these drivers right now. But let's see, if Janu got the inside line here, that's going to compromise them to try and get a cutback, but nothing you can do here into this little piff-paff section there, no way through at all then. So very much then, I'm trying up the inside into Abbey then. That'll be brave stuff. And loses the rear end again there. Here comes the Ferrari to try up the inside of the Force India. Can't do it. So Blizzard toying with all these drivers right now. And he might end up costing himself a bit more. Up the inside there tries the other Mercedes. And this is all getting a little bit personal right now. So I think, is Blizzard trying to allow Francis to try and close up and get a few positions here?
I won't be surprised, possibly teammates helping out each other really, and it's getting to that point in the championship where if you're not in the championship fight, you're possibly going to ring the rim man. The battle for P5 is pretty much rooming with Abbey and Paris, actually it's P6 actually, as they go just past Wellington Straight and going into the start of sector 2. Abbey managing to hold on to P6 for now, but Paris is right on the back of him, going through to Cop's corner, as he is gaining on the Sauber driver. Paris, one of the other guys, having a really, really good start of this Grand Prix so far.
Yeah, meanwhile, up to the top, guys. Here we go again, then. Here comes Johnny back around the outside, down towards Stoke. He'll have to squeeze him a little bit this time, then, because up the inside will come the Mercedes if he doesn't do it. Keeps the position this time, though, but runs too deep, runs himself wide. And this is the opportunity, then, on board with the Ferrari, side by side, Johnny and Blizzard. Down into the last corners, into the veil. Has Yanu finally got him around the outside? Blizzard still got it there, though. Forces Yanu a little bit wider, who loses the rear end. Side by side, down into the first corner. Who is it going to be? I think Blizzard still, yeah, he's still in the lead there. I think goes Yanu, then he has gone off the road. 3-1 up the inside. There goes the other Mercedes. They're colliding a little bit as well. This is getting a little bit interesting right now. These guys are going to throw each other off the road at this rate, and Blizzard rather being the master strategist right now, and he's just making all these drivers battle each other, and they're ruining their tyres. You can see him weaving down the straight there, so he's having a bit of fun as the Force India tries to come up the inside and finally gets back past the Ferrari, who says, no, Sonny Jim, you're not going to come through that, I'll squeeze you wide. And this is only allowing the other Mercedes to close right up behind them again. So far, Blizzard on that 8 leads from Wayne, leads from Yanu, leads from Francis, and then Lickle, Abidum in P6, out of Paris, Liam, and then Poe there in P9, Lambo in P10, outside it is Cliffy, who's up to P11 now in this race, Foxy, Leon, and then we've got Lewis, Sterling West, then Alfie, it's me, Zenki, and CC Brain out of this race as well. He has left the session, as well as Goman, who is out as well. So now, we're coming down the straight again, and the battle's starting to cool down a little bit. Here comes Francis on the Force India, then down the inside, potentially into Stowe. Let's see, can he get the inside this time then? So Gianni runs a little bit wide. That'll be a penalty. You have to get the position up, I think, there, because he ran off the road. But around the outside either way, let's see. The Mercedes, can he hold it? Yes, he can. So up to P3 now comes Francis, as now the Ferrari trying to pressurize Blizzard for the lead.
Yes, indeed, and I've also been following this midfield battle for P6, P7 and P5, and Ickle Blocks was almost going to make a double or triple overtake happen. But whilst that is happening, we got Paris and Abiadin fighting for P5. Abiadin has really got to fight for its might here if he wants to hold on. It's almost going to be 4 wide almost. We got the McLaren, we got the Force India, and we got the Red Bull as well of Cliffy. This is going to get almighty really quickly past the Wellington straight. Paris is going to take the left-hand side line. Can he make the move stick out of Abiadin? Yes, he does. Up into P5. Sensational move from him on those medium tyres, and I think, Evil, the soft tyres are starting to die out.
Well, lap 9, so like we mentioned, Jess, this should be the window where these guys are all going to come in. They can see that because Paris has got the pace right now, but look at this tray. Paris, Abidon, Lico, Leon, Cliffy and P9, by the way, Lambo, Foxy Dude as well. So they're all together. That's 1, 2, 3. That's for P4, 5 position down all the way to P11. Incredible battles going on through the midfield there. Lickle off the road there. So this should allow the Red Bull there of Cliffy to try and pass one car, might pass two as they go 3 wide, then down towards Stowe. The Red Bulls should have the inside line, but it's the McLaren out of position there, but now on the exit he has a bit more grip, and I think all these guys are going to come in the pit lane, as that was always going to happen there, as they all run into each other. Liam gets a penalty there, and that I think might be taken away because he did get a little bit touched and a little bit sped up because of that up front. Blizzard away Yanu, as in has come Francis, and that is the worst time to come in the pit lane, as he well, all I could say is he's been murdered because he's disappeared. Where has he gone? That is the important question. We have seemed to have lost Francis. He has died. Now, hold your horses as he rejoins the circuit. There he is. He's back on the circuit now. So, terrible pit stop for him there. Lost him a heap of time in that.
Yes, crucially, he was going to help Blizzard at this stage. That is why he decided to come in now to make sure Blizzard stays ahead. But unfortunately, this is not going to work. But it's going to be a huge advantage for Wayne, as Wayne is still on the back of Blizzard, going just past Cox and then going through to Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. Wayne has got to make this move now because potentially Wayne and Blizzard and Janel will be pitting roughly at the same time. So it will be the battle of the pit crews. Wayne's going to go and stay on the left-hand side. Is he going to do it across Blizzard? It's going to be very, very tight going until past Stowe. Looks like Blizzard goes ahead of him in the pit lane. Oh, they always hit each other. Blizzard getting a 5-second stop go.
Blizzard a 5-second stop go. That was Wayne running into the rear of them there. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on up front. Well, we've got Paris now leading this race. I don't know how accurate that is. We'll have to wait a lap or two for everyone to get back into sync. So it is Paris leading Cliffy. These 3 drivers, Jess, so they're on the medium, so they're to stop. Blizzard in P4, Francis in P5 then, ahead of Sterling West so far then. So where has the Ferrari gone?
I wonder, I think he's tired.
He's out. Wayne is out of the race whilst we had a small ad break there in the middle of the stream. An issue has happened as we've lost the Ferrari. Lewis has got a penalty. Yanu in P6 now. He's just overtaken Sterling West. So utter carnage going on here in Silverstone. Meanwhile, though, it is Cliffy and Leon leading this race on that 14 of 26. And your current order, Jess, you can take it away.
Okay, so at the moment then, we've still got Paris, Cliffy and Leon still yet to hit. They're still on the medium tyres, of course, and they're going to go to around about lap 16, 17. But your net race leader is the two Mercedes of Blizzard and Francis, with the Force India of Daniel in P3 and Sterling West P4. He's been on those medium tyres for 7 laps. I wonder if those could make it to the end. We'll have to wait and see. We got Poe 8 on the circuit, 5th and net P5. Then we got Liam, Lambo, Abiadun as well, and we got Foxy Dude in P12, and they're having a little battle for the last points at the moment. This could be interesting as well. Alfie's still yet to pit as well. He's on the soft tyres. He did pit quite early on to change to that. So we don't think they're going to last till the end of the race, I don't think, Evil. But crucially, Blizzard has the lead, but Francis, his teammate, is catching.
Yeah, my yellow flag's there somewhere in Sector 3, so someone's gone off. Now I'm trying to figure out who that might have been. Might have been traffic there as Francis and Blizzard start to close up on each other right now. So either way, battle for the lead of this race. Net lead, remember, one of these top guys coming in. It's the two Mercedes now with a huge gap down to third position there, right about for some 4 or 5 seconds already. So this could be interesting right now because Francis, he's in that 5-second window. He doesn't have a penalty. Blizzard does. Blizzard's going to be overtaken here. I think Francis might try slivering up the inside. No, not going to do it at the beginning right now then. So they'll hold each other off. So Francis is currently stuck in P5, but it's Paris, Cliffy, Leon. Those are the top 3 yet to stop. They're up 11, 18 and 12 places respectively. The other real big winner from this race is, here we go, as Blizzard lets Francis through into the lead then. So change of lead as Francis lets, well, Blizzard lets his teammate through. Jess, was that a little bit of kind gesture there?
Yeah, some people in the chat might be saying Blizzard might have damage, but I'm not entirely sure. Looks like he's alright though, so it may be just a friendly gesture. Maybe they're doing a Bottas moment. They did it in Hungary. Like, if you could manage to hold on to the lead quite well, then you can keep that position. And I think that's what Blizzard is doing right now. And maybe, probably, he might be... make sure he's warming his tyres a little bit more, and then he can push towards the end.
He's going to come back.
Make sure he doesn't die.
He's going to come back now. He's just sitting there, so he's just going to stay with the leader. And he's using 0 ERS, remember. Francis is using just 2 of it. So I think right now that Blizzard, I think he knows that he can comfortably just stay in second. He's leading the championship by a huge margin because his nearest rival, 17th right now. So Blizzard, if he doesn't want to battle it too hard, he's got But Yanni behind as Lickle's gone off the circuit somewhere, then he's out of the race. Now where's that happened, I wonder?
Well, I can't really tell at the moment. I'm just going, I could have gone on with Alfie, but he's going into the pit lane right now to go to change. So I believe another set of the softs, or it could be another set of the mediums, I don't know. But I won't be surprised if it was around set 2 area. Going through the Maggots and Beckett section, but not entirely sure what happened there. That's a really unfortunate end to his Grand Prix for him. So far, we lost 3 drivers, 3 potentially top drivers of this league, which is a bit of a shame right now. And it'll be interesting to see on those medium runners. The medium runners have already got a good gap between the other guys, and the pit, even though the pit looks straight, is quite long. They're probably going to come out ahead of probably Sterling and Liam as well. So, potentially Paris and Cliffy, potentially, as Paris is going into the pits right now. I do believe he's going to go onto the soft tyres as Blizzard and France is still having a little bit of a scrap. Blizzard not challenging as of yet, though, as Liam gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah,
Blizzard, I think right now, he knows, as we all do right now, he's using 0 ERS mode, he's using very little amount of fuel. Neither though is Francis, he's not using a lot of it. Now we can see Blizzard starting to pile a bit of pressure right now, but lead 2 drivers with, 10 laps to go. I think they might potentially just try to take it to the end, not battle too hard right now because the gap behind, maybe only 2 seconds, so potentially Blizzard wants to try and get past Francis because he's going to lose. He'll drop behind Gianni if he's not too careful. So this Mercedes 1-2 could definitely be under pressure then. So we'll find out what happens. Cliffy's staying on the circuit right now, so he should be coming in the pit then this on next lap time, well as Leon. They're leading this pace by about 11 seconds. They should come out probably around about 8th or 7th then, I imagine. Probably out the best 6th, so they can try and challenge back through the field. That'll be great for those 2. But really just shows Cliffy right now is way ahead of Leon, so that really proves that Cliffy's got definitely a bit quicker in that Red Bull today.
Yes, he is. I have seen him do some comebacks in last season as well. The most famous one being in Italy, where he started in last place and took the win. But look at Blizzard, he's just gone past Francis quite easily there, going in the hangar straight in towards Stowe, and Blizzard pulls away and takes the lead there. So I think that was another change of the guard, I think, unless Francis made a little bit of a mistake there. As our two medium runners, Cliffy and Leon, there in the pits. Cliffy on the soft tyres, he's holed up a little bit in the pits there. But let's see where Blizzard and Francis comes out. They come out ahead of them. But what about the other guys that were still on the medium tyres? Cliffy's had a bad pit stop. He's still nowhere at the moment on my screen. I don't know if it's the same with yours. As Zen keeps you saying the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's trying to gain some pace, even though he's in last place at the moment. He may want some glory anyway. So Cliffy's now up into 8th place right now. So on my screen, he's gained around about 12 positions. So yes, he's doing very well, even though he got held up a little bit in the pit stop.
Meanwhile, the Williams battling away with the Alfa Romeo there. I don't know if that's a bit of a glitch on our end there, but Cliffy did come back out in P8. Leon dropped a huge amount of time. He dropped a lot more. Here comes the Alfa then, trying around the outside of the Williams. Try and get a cut back here if he can. Try around the outside then into Brooklands and Luffield. It'll be hard to go around the outside of Luffield. Try and get a cut back potentially. Fair play to Fox. He gives him a lot of space right now to try and battle. Let's see, around the outside he'll try to slip back to the slipstream there. He'll be forced to go the long way around. But I'll have to back off there. Won't be able to go around the outside. Runs into the back of the Williams. So those two getting a little bit too close for comfort, but nonetheless doing an absolutely fantastic job between those two drivers.
Yes, they're pretty much scrapping for the last available bit of the race. You know, this is where the grip does start to die down a little bit for these drivers as well. So every moment counts. As soon as you make the move, it's very important. As Foxy Dude is going to break past Abby, and he does. As Abby won a rider, gone past Stone, now going into Bell at the moment. As Zenki has retired.
Yeah,
his
Zenki
day has
out.
gone from worse to even to basically
Nothing.
dying. So nothing.
Meanwhile, Francis has got himself a 3-second time break. Right now, I think Gianni might legitimately be leading this race to counting on penalties. He hasn't got any of them, far as I'm aware, as well as Sterling West. So these Mercedes, because they've been battling together a little bit, they've cut each other a huge amount of time. Don't count out Cliffy right now. Abington's dropped behind Foxy Dude there, so I think those two might have had a bit of a run-in down there. As Foxy still battling away with Abington there. He's trying to get that position back past that, of course, lost it a few moments ago. They're trying around the outside, and he still want to get that position. We believe it's me just sitting behind them on the super hard tyres. He's been on them for, well, 16 laps since the beginning of this race, so he should just be able to go to the end, Jess, but I'll be very close. Here we can see that slipstream time around the outside again. Fins about to let Foxy Dude holds the line, runs a bit too deep this time though, and here we go, Abington then trying to make the move. They're going to try and make it 3 wide, are they? They're down into Cops and to Maggots and Beckett. Surely not. It's me has to back off there. Foxy Dude still just about holding that position there, so rather holding these guys up a little bit. Here comes the Toro Rosso now, slipstream time, and I think they're going to go 3 abreast and down the straight. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're getting a bit too close there. There's a Renault behind. They're going 3 abreast into Stowe. And I think there goes the Alfa Romeo. He gets, oh no, there's problems there. And off goes the Toro Rosso. And that there was Leon getting involved as well in the Renault. I don't think any damage was done, but it's me that got caught out there by Foxy Dude rejoining there. Free tie, free into the corner. And that, unfortunately, Jess, is what can happen in these races.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate to lose it with pretty much 6 laps to go of this Grand Prix. All your hard work has pretty much gone down the drain as Leon made his way past Abington, now into the points-paying position. Whilst these battlings was going on, I was able to have a look at the penalty situation, and Blizzard, Francis, Janot and Sterling West each have at least 1 penalty, so pretty much they're scrapping for the win. I haven't seen anyone that's had no penalties in the top guys at the moment. So just a quick update. Blizzard has got 1 penalty.
Sorry to cut over you, Jazz. Abington at 1, and here comes the Williams straight back out of him then. So these two are having a great scrap for the minor positions right now. They're in P11 and 10 now, and these two are fighting like it's the World Championship. It's brilliant to see for our spectators, but they want to be careful they don't end up pressing each other off the road again, because they did that nearly once. Don't want to do it twice. Rule 1, don't hit anyone. Of course, Rule 2, definitely don't hit the teammate car. Of course, these aren't teammates, so they can try and battle a bit aggressively right now. Here we go. Sterling gets a penalty now then, so there they've all got penalties. Round the outside comes the Alfa Romeo. Has he got past this time around? No, he hasn't, because he's off the road, and he spins the car around as Foxy Dude contact there. A bit of side pockets almost looked like that back in the day, but I think a little bit too close. He comes in the pit lane and those tyres are destroyed with that one. And a 5-second time penalty to add to the misery. Blizzard, France still lead this race. Yanu in P3, Sterling in P4 right now. So, still leading this race, by the way, is Francis on the count of he hasn't got as big a penalty as Blizzard.
Blizzard has got... No, actually, Blizzard and Francis have each got 1 penalty, but yeah. Blizzard is on 2 warnings right now. So if he gets 2 more warnings, then another penalty is on the card for him. So
5 seconds though, Jazz. He's got 5 seconds. That's the crucial thing. Francis has only got 3. Blizzard's got 5 seconds from spinning in the pit lane earlier on when he had contact with Wayne.
He served his stop go, I think, didn't he?
He didn't serve a short stop go, so he'll be added on to the end of the race, because I definitely don't remember him seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
Because came in when he got the penalty, so he wouldn't have added it on just then though. So Blizzard has got to open this gap by 2 seconds. And he's got to be getting on the pace a bit quickly right now. Behind them we've got Yanu and West, and you've got to wonder where's Cliffy in all of this, because he's a little bit further back. We've got Liam, Poe and Paris battling together, so they double P battling together. Then we've got Cliffy down in P8. He's going to be trying to challenge these guys and trying to make moves at the end of this race. He's got 4 laps to go, so it's all to play for right now. Lambo in P9, Leon in P10. Now it's me ahead of Foxy Dude. He's coming to the pit there then. He seems to have got damage or something that we do not know. Alfie there and Abidum out of the session there, meaning CC Brain then in P16 could technically pick up position, even though he's also technically out of this race, so I think he will be stuck there where he is right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retirements from this race. In comes the Williams for a new nose.
Yes, and that means probably the points potential for Foxy Dude is pretty much over as he goes. I think he goes onto the soft tyres. Yes, he does, as he is pretty much going to go for fastest lap, I think, as well. So we could potentially see at the end of this race, we could see a race in a while where we haven't seen a Blizzard win. Foxy Dude is out of this race, unfortunately, so that definitely is a 6th, 7th retirement of this race so far. So it was looking very strong for Foxy Dude, having some midfield battles with Abby, but unfortunately that is not meant to be for him. So a poor day in the office for him, and that's kind of ruined all of his hard work.
Yeah, indeed, but that's very bad. Francis is catching the leader right now, by the way. I just noticed it whilst we've been looking at this. Francis gap 4/10 of the second right now, so he's keeping the leader honest. He's got a bit better tyres. I think Blizzard may have stayed behind his Francis a little bit too long earlier on. That's really why he's dropped all the pace. So this cannot be the best result for him. Luckily, though, for Francis, he's got a bit of DRS, a bit of solution of CC Brain there. He's just ahead of them as they come through the invisible car right now. Luckily for these guys, because he, of course, left the session, but still technically on the circuit. So let's see what these guys can do. They're 2 seconds ahead of Janu and Sterling Rest. They both have a 3-second time penalty respectively for the pair of them. Meaning behind them, the nearest car without a penalty might as well be Liam Paris or Poe. Cliffy catching these guys now. He's pulled that gap from 4 seconds out to 2.6 nearly. So starting to catch up a little bit. Meanwhile, like top 2 with the DRS, remember, Francis will have about 10-15 km/h overspeed down the straight. So definitely helping him just keep in touch with the leader as he's coming on to the 3 laps to go. Lambo a penalty as well, but it's all looking good for Francis right now, as he is doing a beautiful job right now. P2 just about stuck behind Blizzard, as I mentioned about Sterling West with a 3-second time penalty respectively, and now he's got a 6 seconds. So going slightly downhill for him, but still he should be, that might put him behind the likes of Cliffy actually in the end of this race. So potentially actually wouldn't actually, because he's 5 seconds ahead of Sterling, so it'll be very close between the pair of them. But nonetheless, Francis and Blizzard up front, lap 24 of 26 of this motor race, and they're still close together. The race has been good between these drivers. You've seen a little bit of contact, a bit of drama earlier on, but Blizzard right now, he just doesn't seem to have the outright pace. Though I say that, though, he isn't using hardly as much ERS or fuel mix, so I think he's just taking it nice and cool.
Yes, and I think due to that penalties he's got, that was why he let Francis through, but then Francis wasn't able to pull away like he was hoping, and that's why Blizzard decided that it doesn't really matter where the position goes. They're probably 1 and 2 anyway, so they're going to stay as they are. Pretty much the positions are not going to change as far. So 2 more laps to go, pretty much, as they're both going past the Maggots and Beckett's right now. I'm just seeing what other battles we've got on the circuit so far. Liam not that far behind Paris either, going through sector 2 as well, so I wonder if he's going to gain a few positions from Paris as well. I think pretty much everybody's got penalties so far this race.
Sterling up the inside, or things back up the inside there at Janu there, so trying to get the position done. So they're not over yet, even though they're penalty. Now he's going to try back on the inside. They'll end up running into each other if they're not too careful. Fair play, don't collide there, so give each other a lot of room. And that is good. There's a bit sided on the exit for good measure, and that's off the road completely, Sunny Jeb. And that's not going to be doing your tyres any good. Francis, still 3 tenths behind the leader. I think Blizzard, you know, they're both actually not using any ERS. They're just kind of coasting right now in the penultimate lap. I think Blizzard might legitimately just let Francis pass if he's not too careful. Or Francis might suddenly just drop off the face of the earth. Who knows what could happen before the end of this race. But we're on the 25th or 26th lap with 1 to go after this one. Of course, we're all at the end, but 1 is here comes Sterling West up the inside of Yano into Brooklyn. They'll have the outside of Luffield. And let's see if we can do it this time around. Then we squeeze a little bit wide there, so no way around the outside there. Has just sit behind for the time being. Janu doing a good job right now. He's comfortably in 3rd because he hasn't got a penalty. Behind the Paris should take 4th in this race as he's catching incredibly quick. Cliffy just didn't have any pace in this race, by the way. He's stuck down there in P8, but he did make up from 20th to 8th, so that is a massive improvement, and in my opinion, driver of the day surely has to go to him.
Yes, quite a few contenders for drivers of the day already. Let us know in chat who you think has performed well in this race, as well as we've got pretty much 1 lap to go of this race once Blizzard and Francis goes through these last couple of corners. And there's pretty much some stand-up performances for some of these guys. To be honest, we've seen Blizzard and Francis and Gino and obviously fighting for the lead as well, but then when they go into the pits, Rain was in there as well, but unfortunately he had a shot which we missed in stream because obviously the technical difficulties, but we got most of this race anyway, and the Mercedes drivers are doing what people are doing in real life. The Mercedes have 1-2 so far, and we'll see the first 1-2 of Mercedes in this season. I think we will.
Yeah, indeed, first 1-2 potentially of the season coming up now. They're just coming down into Brooklands and Luffield for the last time. That is, of course, the middle of the circuit. Technically, Sterling now 9 seconds on pattern. He's definitely coming behind, quite a lot of drivers behind him now. So that's gone for bad to us. You don't want to get a penalty on the last lap, so he's being cautious there. There is one of the Alfa Romeos, I think, getting out of the way there. So that must be Alfie. Indeed,
yeah,
it is. Yeah, Alfie getting way out of the way of everyone. That little in the chat, he got wiped out there by Foxy, so that's what happened between those two. Here we come then, down towards the hangar straight. Blizzard now, he's starting to open the gap up a little bit, but it's been a little bit too late, because unless I'm very much mistaken, which I very much might be, that Francis should win this race unless he gets a penalty, which he runs wide for good measure. He got a lot of penalty there. Through comes Blizzard then to come to the line, and that is definitely 2nd position then, as Francis now will definitely win this race, and does win the race, and Janu's going to finish on the podium. He'll finish in 2nd. Sterling will finish in 4th. Paris should come a line in 4th. Poe comes across the line in 4th then, and then see Cliffy comes up to 5th in the end then, so Cliffy without penalty, so Francis wins. Janu P2, Blizzard a penalty on the penultimate corner, has completely shafted him off the front row, and we thought it could have been a Mercedes 1-2. Well, it's not a Mercedes 1-2.
Yeah, we jinxed ourselves there, and Blizzard probably won't be too happy with that, getting the penalty on the last corner.
What's happened to Leon there? He's died coming to the line. Luckily, he's finished the race, but that's not. He's nearly there. He crossed the line, of course, but not the start line. But you get away with that there. It's me. He's great to come to the line. He's run out of fuel, I think. Actually, is the issue right now. Has he gone off, or has he got an issue right now? Because he's going very slowly. I think he's run out of fuel. You know, it's me.
Oh, it might be. Oh no, it might. I'm just trying to see. I thought it might be a punch. Oh, it's a
Might be a puncher.
Looks like it's a left rear or some big puncher or
left
something.
rear.
Puncher running out of fuel.
Left rear and out of fuel, so
that,
not good.
Nope. So Francis takes the win. The third different race winner of the season so far. Obviously we had Blizzard, we had Yano of course, and now we have Francis. So I did say at the beginning of the stream, can anyone stop Blizzard today? And the answer is yes, in the form of Francis' teammate. I don't think Blizzard will be too disappointed because at least it's not any of his other rivals that are not his teammates that are on the top step. So if it was anything, it will probably have to be Francis. So yes, we're about to get the standings, I believe, Evil.
Yep, so the official rundown then. Francis wins the British Grand Prix then from Janu in P2. A fantastic job in the end there. Lucky because Blizzard got that penalty right at the end. Poe in P4 ahead of Cliffy in P5. The only driver in the top 10 without a penalty. Paris in P6 ahead of Liam in P7. Sterling West did a good job there but could only get 8th out of it there with a 12-second time penalty. Lambo in P9 and Leon was your last point scorer in the top 10. Outside that top 10, Lewis P11, it's me P12, Alfie P13, Seabrain P14, Foxy Dude P15, Abidum, Zenki, Lickle and Wayne, and of course Goman, who retired really early on as well. So that is all your runner. Only I think 1, 2, 3 cars without penalties there. So incredible stuff there. And Cliffy without a penalty during that race. So incredibly good as well. But Jess, I'll leave the final words to you.
Yes, big well done to Francis, but I think my driver of the day has got to be Cliffy. He started last on the grid, he made that alternate strategy work, and with no penalties, kept it clean, had some great battles, moved it all the way up into P5, and he's going to get some good solid points as well. So we are, I believe, we are at Italy next week, and Italy always brings some challenges for the drivers. So we are looking forward to seeing what goes on here as well. But if you want some more action, don't forget we've got ILR2 and 3 on in about 50 minutes time at 7 o'clock. They always bring some good racing as well. Maybe we may see a bit of rain in those races. There was no rain in the sky in ILR1, but you never know, we may see it in ILR2 and 3. We've got Soup back in the commentary box after a few weeks away, so it'll be nice to have him back with Owen. And then we've got Hugo back at ILR3. And then at 10 o'clock, we have got ILR Americas with Alan. So make sure you tune in then. And leave it to you, Evil.
Indeed, well, the final words there is looking at the chat. A few thank yous to us. So thank you everyone who watched the stream of as we had that ad break, of course, in the middle of it there, but everything it was fine in the end. Until next time, though, wherever we are in this beautiful season of wonders, we'll see you soon. Until next time, from me and Jess, this has been Inside Line Racing. I've been Evil, you've been Jess. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.